I've been invited to talk to you today about practices of loving kindness and how, as a practitioner, I wanted to bring loving kindness into my life, especially, maybe even more especially during this time of COVID-19, and how I have done that in a way that is both giving to my community and receiving for myself, so a level of mutual support. I had been wanting for quite some time to do a very particular morning practice of chanting, of kind and soothing touch for myself, of organic flowing movements for my spine, and of yoga, of a very particular sequence of yoga that is called the Magic 10. And of some other forms of yoga qigong practices. And I wanted to do this about a half an hour every morning. And I was really struggling with making that happen for myself. And so right around the time that I went into self-quarantine, I decided to create a Zoom event or Zoom meeting with some other people and ask them if they wanted to join me for these morning practices. And now I have a small group of about, depending on the day, anywhere between 4 and 7 people show up every morning. And we do it 6 days a week at 6:30 in the morning. And we do this half an hour practice, and it was really for me. I wanted it. And I realized that the best way for me to show up for myself was to show up for someone else. And I think there is a misconception a lot of times, especially as teachers, as healers, that there has to be this distinction between your personal practice and what you're offering to others. And I was trained that I'm not supposed to be receiving during my practice, that there's a kind of a code of ethics around that, or that I should have my practice separate from what I'm offering. And I'm realizing that that doesn't always serve me, and it doesn't always serve my community. That when I am actually in the practice with the people I'm offering it to, it comes out as really, it's more authentic, because I'm not thinking about how to give to them per se. I'm experiencing the loving kindness, the oneness, the connectedness that my practice is offering to me, and that is part of the transmission that I'm giving to them. And so if you are a healer, a practitioner, a teacher, and you're in that struggle with yourself around how do I get my practice and offer, my suggestion is make your practice an offering and show up for others and yourself, and let it be this level of mutual support. It has worked amazingly well for me. And because I've been consistently, daily practicing the way that actually nourishes me and fulfills me, my body, my spirit have been so much more at ease through this whole craziness of COVID-19, rather than if I was feeling that I needed to do this alone and I need to kind of push myself through this by myself when I'm already isolating. And so for me as an extrovert, the more opportunities that I get throughout my day to connect with other people, even if it's through Zoom, the more uplifted I feel, the more connected I feel, and the happier I am, and the more able I am to offer loving kindness to others. So that is my offering, and I make that suggestion to you that don't be afraid to to just gather. Maybe it's just one other person. Maybe you've got a friend, even if it's a friend far away, and say, hey, let's meet up at such and such time, and I will guide you through something that I need to be guided through. And don't make it, my suggestion is, don't be ashamed of that. Don't be ashamed that you're receiving at the same time that you're giving. Let that be known, that this is as much for me as it is for you. And I think there's that honesty and that forthrightness about it actually provides it to be a sweeter experience. And I don't feel like I need to take any money for it. Some people have offered, but it's me doing my practice, and as I'm practicing, I'm just telling people how I'm doing it, right? So I'm not making it a big, challenge for myself. I'm just giving myself the chance to explore a practice that is powerful for me. And it turns out that what's good for me ends up being good for others as well. So I hope that serves you. I hope that is supportive to you. I do this practice every morning, and if you decide that you want to join me, I'll put a link to my website so you can try it with me at 6:30 Pacific time. And you're welcome to hop on and see what I'm doing and play with me. I wish you tenderness. I wish you love. I wish you peace.